I guess we'll go. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad I get to say welcome back this time, since this is my second ever video. I am stashing fiber, a sewist, knitter, and occasional quilter, coming to you from Gothenburg, Sweden. In this video, I'm going to discuss my Make 9 for 2026. Maybe it's more my making plans for 2026, since it's not strictly a Make 9. But first, I'm going to talk about what I'm wearing. Today I'm wearing a Monday sweater by Petiteknit. It's something I made last year, and one of my aims for last year was to bring in more neutrals in my wardrobe. Very original. But I tend to choose like fun colors, and then I end up with a lot of fun colors that doesn't go with anything. So basics is what I need. So I had this beige yarn in stash. I used that. It's not the yarn recommended in the pattern, it never is. It's also not the gauge recommended. I used, I think it's drops, so it's drops Puna or Puna. It's an alpaca yarn. I think I used it together with a mohair that I also had already in stash. I ended up with a gauge that's like a bit too big for the Monday sweater, so I actually had to do some math to get it to be the size I wanted. I'm very happy with the size. I'm glad I did the math, because I think I knit like 20% smaller than the extra small, and I'm not an extra small. And this ended up, let's see if I can, maybe I can take some pictures and insert. I'm very happy with this. Yeah, I think I want to knit more of this. I want more like basic sweaters, and this is a really good one. I have made Make 9s for 2 previous years with, should we say, moderate to not a lot of success. I made one for 2022, and out of those 9 goals, I made 4. And for my Make 9 2023, I only finished 1. I know I cut out like 3 more of them, and I could say I made 1 more. So maybe I made 2 out of 2023's goals. This year I had decided not to do one, but then a friend encouraged me to make one. Like, thought about what I want and what I need for this year. So this year's Make 9 is centered a lot around garments and like filling up the gaps in my wardrobe. These last 2 years I've been on maternity leave, and I've mainly been wearing like lounge clothes, like sweatpants and pajamas and tights. And now I need to get back to work, so I need a lot of more work appropriate clothes, which you will see when I go through this little, like my list or my plans. Yeah, but I also need like more clothes to wear in my everyday life, so it's not all going to be work and fancy. I need more clothes to get me through my day-to-day at home as well. I strive for a mostly me-made wardrobe. I've got a long way to go, and it's not, I don't aim for perfection. I just want to have mostly me-made clothing. I aim to buy less clothing, both because I want to make more of my clothes, and also because I want to, like many people, I want to buy less. I don't want to participate in this hyper consumption, or I almost want to say like the binge and purge of consumption. You know, you buy 500 new cheap things because it's the new season, and then you like, don't wear them, or they fall out of style, or you wear them and they break after 2 times because they're crap quality. And then you feel like you want to be a new person, so you have to get rid of your wardrobe. And then you do that, and then you have to buy a lot of new things again. I want less of that. So I want to move forward more slowly with my wardrobe. And like I said, I want to buy less. And I have been buying less for the last few years. And I think I've been quite successful in that. I'm not sure who it was. I know in Sweden it was brought to attention by Naturskyddsföreningen. I'm sure they had their inspiration from like an international study. If you know what I'm talking about, please remind me in the comments. But you know, this buy no more than 5 new things a year. I think it was last year people talked about that. And over the last few years, I think I have bought like 5 things or less, which is impressive because I didn't buy any new clothes for like being pregnant or postpartum. I just wore what I had. I had made some clothes like before getting pregnant that I knew would work. So there was some planning there. Yeah, in general, I haven't bought many new clothes at all the last few years. And that's great. That's in line with my values, which makes me happy. But there's a downside to it, or not a downside, it's a natural consequence. You know, I haven't mended as much as I should. I haven't made as much as I would have needed to, and I haven't bought that much. And I have worn. You know, I wear clothes pretty much every day, like most people. So they've gotten more worn. So now my wardrobe is, to be honest, kind of ratty. It's not very nice. I don't have, quite honestly, I have very little clothes to wear. And it's becoming a problem. In a way, I'm not happy that I'm in this situation, but it's, like I said, it's the natural consequence of following my principles on this. Yeah, buying stuff is fun and having new things is fun. So when you do less of that, you're going to have less of the fun, you know? And I think we, like me, I think we as a society need to learn to have less fun. Not everything can be fun all the time. So we always find excuses to keep doing the things that we sort of want to do, or that it would be uncomfortable not to do. In this, I stuck to my principles, and now I'm in an uncomfortable spot, and I don't want to be here. This in relation to my Make 9, there are not many like frills. There are not many fun dresses planned. You never know what I'll make, but I'm not planning fun dresses. I'm planning for things that can make my wardrobe, you know, a wardrobe that I can depend on and that is more in line with my values. Yeah, for me, it's good to remind myself that it's not just, you know, boo-hoo, poor me, I have nothing to wear. I have chosen this. I've chosen not to buy new things. I keep choosing to not buy new things. So in a way, I'm content, but I'm also not content. A lot of high and mighty moral things. Yeah, I think I'm rambling. So let's move on to the actual plans. So I'm going to pop in my Make 9 somewhere here. I chose a font that was it ended up slightly weird. You can't really tell a difference between some of these. So I'm just going to, you know, not use this from here on out in the video. I'm just going to go through them, each one, and tell you what I think about them. First off, skirts. I do like wearing skirts. I do have a few skirts, but I don't have any ones that I like wearing. I have never really figured out like what skirt I feel comfortable in or what shape of skirt suits me. So that's a problem. You know, it's not a big problem in this universe, but it's a big problem in my wardrobe. So a goal for this year is to not necessarily make one skirt or make 12 skirts, but to move a little closer to knowing what skirts I like. So I could make 12 skirts if I want to, and if that feels like something that would be helpful for me. I could also make half a skirt, like start a project, like make it halfway through, discover I hate it, and abandon it. And that could still be in line with this goal, because at least then I would know, like, okay, so this skirt wasn't for me. I would like to find you know, people talk about outfit recipes. I would like to find good outfit recipes. And for that, I feel I need to, what silhouettes I want in my wardrobe, and skirts are a big part of that. So I'm going to try to find, would like to find at least one type of skirt that I like and want to wear. It's elastic waist pants. I don't know, does anyone wear hard pants? Or am I the only one who's still in like 2020 work from home lounge wear? It might be, maybe I'm the last one here. But still, I don't care. I want more elastic waist pants. I have a toddler. I spend a lot of time on the floor. I sit on the floor. I pick things up from the floor. I do a lot of deep squats. I need pants that I can move in. I need pants that work like on the couch or on the bus or in the store or on the playground. And I think elastic waist pants are the way to go for those activities. I have tried some different patterns out, both like previously in my sewing journey, also this fall. I haven't found the like perfect ones. I haven't found ones that were both practical and felt okay to wear. So I'm still looking, but I actually have 2 pants cut out and ready to go. I have cut out the June pants by Helen's Closet, making those in the linen, and I'm also making the Lane pants by Sid Graham. I'm going to compare those two and see which one I prefer, and then I have this. Last year I made this Blackbird Fabrics order, and I have a fabric that I really would like a pair of like wide leg elastic waist pants with a waistband, but I need to decide which of these patterns that is worthy of becoming pants in that fabric. So yeah, we're gonna have tryouts. Moving on to the most basic of basic projects, t-shirts or tees or tops or whatever. This I wear a lot. This has been such a staple in my wardrobe historically, and I've never made one that felt like, I want one that feels like a win. T-shirts are fast, quick, easy project. I should be able to make one that feels like a win. So yeah, I hope to get on that this spring, to just find something that I can have a few of in different variations, so I can combine that and actually have stuff to put on when I need to go out. So the patterns I have planned for this is, again, Helen's Closet Dawson top for more of that like snug fit, slightly tighter. That has a few different variations, and I want to make like both long sleeves and short sleeves because I need both. I have no long sleeve t-shirts in my wardrobe, which is crazy. And I have knits that I don't want to wear or can't wear because I don't have like long sleeve t-shirts. It's stupid that I don't have any. I need to make one or 2 or 3. For a slightly boxier t-shirt fit, I have the pattern for it can't be made line, so I guess it's Madeline T from Madswick. I've seen a lot of people make this, and it looks chill and cool and boxy, and I want to be chill and cool and boxy. I don't want to be boxy, but I like a boxy look, slightly oversized. So that I also want to try out. I have the pattern, it's just need to, get onto it. Yes, this is a gift knit project that I've started. Before I had my son, I knit a lot for other people, or at least other kids. And then now I have my own child, and I have no time to make for him either. But there's less time for gift knitting. But I have this project that I have yarn and stash for, and I realized when going through my stash that I had the same yarn in several colors. So I'm gonna make several sweaters in different sizes for different children. In a way, a bit to get rid of the yarn, but also because they would be sort of matching but not really matching, which is fun-ish. It's not hilarious, but it's fun. So I think I'm pretty much halfway through that project. For gift reasons, I'm not going to show them until I'm finished. But yeah, I need to get that done, both to use up yarn from my stash, but also to, this might be the last thing I knit for other people because I don't have enough time. I need to finish this and then just only knit for myself and my son. On with the knits. So I put structured knit on the list. I think I meant like cabled, you know, to knit something that's not just stockinette with some structure in it. I have a few patterns in mind, or I have a few patterns that I have yarn in stash for. One is I have a yarn kit for the Peggy sweater. That's a few years old, but it's still, I like the look of it. I want to make that. So it's either that or the Ingrid Slipover by Petiteknit. I have yarn for that as well. And I have yarn to make an Esther sweater by Petiteknit. So since I have the yarn and they are the yarn for these projects, they're in my like high priority cabinet. We're gonna get into yarn organization in some other video, but yeah, they're high on the list, or higher on the list than many other yarns. But those three I've been choosing between. Want to make them all, but I might not be able to make them all this year. And well, kid knits. These are my motherly duties. I need to clothe my child. He needs some stuff to be warm and comfortable. So I mentioned in my first video that I'm planning to make him a sweater for Easter, and that's number one, I'm hoping to make it, and second, I hope it's going to be like slightly more warm weather suitable sweater. It's a Loui Genser, or Loui sweater by Sandnes Garn, and I'm making it in a Sandnes duo. So it's like, I think it's about half and half wool and cotton. I've heard it might be scratchy. We'll find out. But I'm planning to make that. I'm also planning to make a little vest for him, like a button front vest, in a pattern from a Swedish yarn shop called Yllotyll. Fika. Is it the vest called Fika? Or is it Latte? And for fall, I'm planning to make him another pair of Willum's overalls by Petiteknit. I've made several. I think I have made 3 pairs of these so far. And I'm making another pair because they're awesome and cute. It's I like putting wool pants on my child. It's a little more cozy, especially for someone who sits a lot on the floor. And I have very cold floors here. So they look cute and practical. And fairly, I was going to say they're quick to knit. They're quicker than a like adult size sweater, but since he's growing, so are the knits. But I have plans. I have yarn for those. He would also need a cardigan. I have no plans, and we'll see. But he would need a cardigan. There are plenty of sweaters. Like, I have made sweaters and we have inherited sweaters. But a cardigan would be nice. And he also needs like hats and socks. But this is the I need to make my son what he needs to have category. Yeah, a knitted cardigan. That's fairly straightforward. We're moving more into the like more work appropriate things. I am fairly warm. I am not a person that can wear a wool sweater to work and be comfortable all day, so I'm thinking more cardigans. I've been aiming to make more cardigans the last year, but I'm a slow maker. I'm working on a Scarlet cardigan by Petiteknit. I'm about halfway through. It's on pause right now because I'm working on another sweater, and that took priority. I hope to get back to my Scarlet cardigan because it's, you know, it's a cute, basic but cute brown cardigan, and I think I need a brown cardigan for my wardrobe. I also have plans to make an Eva cardigan by Petiteknit. There are a lot of Petiteknit patterns in my plans because I like Petiteknit. I like basic and I like straightforward, and I like instructions that make you feel like you're an awesome knitter. Thank you, Petiteknit. But I'm planning to make an Eva cardigan in a slightly more burgundy color. I think that's going to work well with the colors I'm going for in my wardrobe. So that's also on the list. I might not make the Eva cardigan this year, but at least it's a planned project that fits into this category. So maybe, we'll see. And shirts. Oh, this is a big one. And I like, if I manage to make a shirt or 2 or 5, I feel like this would solve a lot of problems. Both as like a base layer to put a slipover or a sweater over, or cardigan over, but also like in itself, or like you can wear a shirt open and just have a basic knit like jersey underneath. I don't have any shirts. I would want to have shirts. It's not true that I don't have any shirts. I just don't have shirts that I want to wear or that fit me or that fit my color palette. So I would like shirts. I have a few different patterns in mind. I have many patterns in my stash, but I've actually already cut out the assembly line oversized shirt. So that one is waiting. Nice neutral beige. That's going to be great, I hope. I also have fabric picked out for a cap sleeve shirt from the assembly line. And I have the pattern for Modern Sewing Company's classic shirt, which would be nice to try out. I'm quite interested in making the Merchant and Mills Ellsworth, which I also have fabric for. And I want to I think I've put the Helen's Closet Gilbert on both of my previous make 9s, and I've never made it, and I want to make it. And I have fabric for it, but maybe this is the year that I finally get it done. And finally, the unicorn of the bunch. I would really like to wear like pants with pleats that have belt loops. You know, when I look at people and what they're wearing, adding a belt makes everything look like more put together. And since I only wear sweatpants and tights, belts aren't really in my repertoire right now. I would like to be a belt person, and for that you need belt loops. I do have a fair few patterns for this. I'm not sure if the Untitled Thoughts Chandler pants, if this counts for this category, or if they're actually elastic waist pants. I've been wanting to make these for years. I got the pattern when, you know, everyone got the pattern, but I never made them. This could be good. I would like to make these and just try them out. I also have 2 patterns that feel like they are on the more advanced side. They're more dressy. They're very, very office pants. And it's the Bella Loves Patterns Billy trousers, the By Hand London Jackie trousers. I have both patterns. They both feel far out of my reach skill-wise. But maybe I would say I'm an intermediate sewist. I have made a blazer. The absolute goal, or the pants grail of this list right now for me, are the Merchant and Mills pegs. They might not be the most advanced pants in the history of mankind, but I really like the look of them. Like, these could be the pants. I want to make them, but I feel I need to get some more practice in under my belt first. Under my belt. Wonderful. like pleated pants and a belt and a shirt and a knitted cardigan is sort of, I feel like that's a look that could work in pretty much any office or workspace, right? That would be awesome if I could like have at least one outfit like that when I start work. We can hope. So that's my Make 9 for 2026, or my version of a Make 9 anyway. I usually don't talk about accountability in connection with my sewing and knitting because, you know, this is my hobby. I don't want to feel that I have to be accountable for anything. I do it for fun. If it doesn't feel fun, I don't have to do it. But since this is so much to fill actual practical holes that are causing me at least social discomfort at the moment, I would like to make some headway on all or some of these projects. So I'm hoping that in making this video, I'll have a reason to get back to actually evaluating, like, and maybe that will be the push I need to, you know, to get on it. I hope so, because these tights have seen better days. So thank you for joining me and listening to my Make 9 plans for 2026. If you enjoyed this, you could like or subscribe. You could go back and check out my other videos. Yeah, and I hope to see you here again. Bye!